money on you. I put the dollar on you, girl. I go make you see that. I go make you see that. If you put your body on, I go put my money on. I go put my dollar on. Oh yeah. If you put your body on, I go put my money on. I go put my dollar on. I go make you see that. Chola, I go make you see that.
Rockstar made it.
To the hip, hop, the hip, to the hip, hop, you don't stop the rocker to the bang, man.
Prophet hey, mashisha minya memoa. I can be baby be madam minya mi asio. And so mashisha moa. Nya kenyina ya mayeyo. Eti metu masada wonyumya. Ama minya kuponse. Eya na tumarako. Na petu puramida purabu omui. Mashisha minya memoa. I can be baby be madam minya mi asio. And so mashisha moa. Nya kenyina ya mayeyo. Eti metu masada wonyumya. Ama minya kuponse. Eya na tumarako. Na petu puramida purabu omui. Eya wa. Your grace. Na metisani ya mitie. Na metisani ya mitie. If it hadn't been the Lord on my side, where would I be? Eya wa Yeshua. Your grace. Metisani ya mitie. Ah, hey, mentie bidiaro. If it hadn't been the Lord on my side, where would I be? prabu omui. Mashusha minya memoa. Anka me baby madam nyami asio. Ensu mashusha moa. Nyake nyina ya mayeyo. Entime to masada wonyumya. Ama menyanko ponze. Eye na tomorrow kwa na petu puramida prabu omui. Eye wa
All right, a very good morning and welcome to GN Radio this morning, Monday the 14th of March 2022. This is another brand new day into the third month of the year 2022. We are blessed to be alive once again. And this is Legal Hour with Abinelle Solicitors. We'll be a regular host, Darling J, here on the mic. But before we proceed, let me say a very big thank you to the man that called himself Doctor, and to the Morton, aka KKD Jr., for holding it down with the morning show. GN Breakfast Show here is getting hot and better. Now is the Legal Hour with myself and Abinelle Solicitors. And of course, on the other side, we have Mrs. Amy Dente. And we are going to continue our discussion for last week about overseas domestic worker visa. We couldn't finish our questions last week, and for that matter, we continue today. So on that note, let me say a very big thank you for tuning in. And in case you tune in, do share the feed for us on Facebook, YouTube. The only thing we can share is on Radio Garden tuning apps, and of course on our mobile apps as well. On social media, you can share to others. Okay? So we're going to be alive on www.gnradiouk.com. Also on Facebook, GN Radio UK, YouTube, GN Radio UK, and on the normal Radio Garden tuning apps on your mobile phones, and of course, GN Radio mobile app. All available on your iPad, laptops, and your PCs. So if you are ready, we are about to go. Let me welcome my guest for today. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning, Darling J.
Belcordie.
I don't want to.
I don't know. When you tell me the NHS, BBI, okay.
Wonderful.
All right. So how was your weekend as usual?
Weekend was blessed. I had a blessed time. I hope you had a lovely weekend.
Yes, I did. All right. We're going to continue where we ended last week about our discussion of overseas domestic worker visa. So briefly give us an intro about what overseas domestic worker is all about.
Okay, thank you, Darling J. Overseas domestic worker. Well, it's a visa for domestic staff that you'd consider employees abroad, right? So when I say abroad, for example, the worker is in Ghana, for example, and they're working there with you within your household, and you want them to join you in your household in the United Kingdom. So that is the visa that they would need to apply for before they can join you here and work as an employee for you.
So it's a visa that you can get. So what are the requirements for such a visa?
The requirements, okay. So, with most applications under the immigration rules, you have different requirements. You have the validity requirements, which means as an employee in Ghana, making such an application, you need to have a valid passport, okay? You need to pay the requisite fee. You need to enroll your biometrics, which means your fingerprints, okay? And then the application has to be made outside the UK. So you can't apply You can't be here on a visitor's visa and say you want to apply as a domestic staff. No.
No, can you repeat the last?
So you cannot be in the UK on a visitor's visa and say, okay, I want to switch from a visitor's visa to a domestic, overseas domestic worker visa.
You cannot.
Yes, it's an entry clearance application, which means you need to make the application from your home country or from outside the UK before you'd be given the right to come back or come to the UK.
So in that case, if I understand it carefully, it's the only visa that one cannot switch within UK.
No, can't switch within UK. It's an entry clearance, which means you need to apply outside the UK.
Okay. So on that note, somebody is saying, the question here is, how can you clarify, is it domestic? No, you say domestic and nursing. This nursing thing. Somebody is bringing, we are talking about domestic, not nursing today, but in case you have questions, well, let me also remind, although we centering on overseas domestic worker visa today, but if you got other issues, other questions, you can still send it to us. Amy, is that correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. So you can still send other questions, anything that is bothering you, any immigration issues, anything at all. Just it's about 2.5, 5 year period through whatever they call it, all categories of visas. Amy is well vested with all the information and she will be able to assist you. So if you want to contribute to the show, the numbers are 0203 735 8820. That's 0203 735 8820. That's a landline number. If you want to text us or WhatsApp us, it's 0778 793 9958. Likewise, if you're watching us on social media, I'm talking about Facebook and YouTube, you could write on the walls of GN Radio and your questions will be answered expectedly by the experts, Amy Ade Dente, the Mrs. So on that note, Yabrefi is a British national. She traveled to Ghana to get married in 2020. Whilst in Ghana, she employed a house help, Amma, and she stayed together with her in her private residence. Amma was a paid monthly salary of 600 Ghana cedi a month. Now, Ya has now arrived in the UK. She has thought carefully about bringing Amma to the UK. She has monthly. Sorry. Okay. Now, Ya has arrived on the UK. She has thought carefully about bringing Amma to the UK. She has decided she wants to bring Amma to help her in the UK. So, in such instance, what visa can Amma apply for?
Yes, so in such an example, Amma can apply for the domestic overseas visa. Mm-hmm. Overseas domestic worker, that is what it's called. Anyway. Okay. Overseas domestic worker visa. Mm-hmm. She can apply for that to come to the UK to join her employer in the UK.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, based on the initial, I think I did for the benefit of those who have just joined us, I would say, what are the requirements for Amma for a valid application such as this?
Okay, all right. Requirements for Amma, right? First of all, Amma has to look at the validity requirements. Amma would need a valid Ghanaian passport. Mm-hmm. She would need to pay the home of the visa fee. Mm-hmm. She would then also need to pay for to book her biometrics online on the immigration and visa website. Mm-hmm. Book her biometrics, which would be to take her fingerprint, and she must be outside the UK on the date of application. So it means that For example, if Amma is in Ghana, she would have to be in Ghana to make that application. She can't come here on a holiday and then make the application to stay with her employer in the UK. She has to make it whilst outside the UK. Okay, so that's the validity requirements. But as you know, with the immigration rules, there are other requirements that you have to meet. So that would also be the eligibility requirements. Okay, I think for the sake of Amma, she's from Ghana. I can.
Yeah, that's Ghana.
Okay, I can mix it and speak in Tree. And
Yeah.
For both listeners to really understand. See, Amma saying, apart from the validity requirements, I saw meeting. I saw some need to be eligibility requirements. Eligibility requirements is quite straightforward. But one of the set criteria under eligibility, I say, over the age of 19, age 19 and over. It is a way D18 at the date of application. I say who say on to me and by UK as an overseas domestic worker. So you're 19 and above at the date or in the application. Okay. There's an employment requirement. The entire I say you discuss it how you and say to me who difference no. Visitors visa no. So who the obi free Ghana ba eba krum ha, right? Or baha for the purpose of a visit under Appendix V. It's a no the ebia or ba tourism. Ebia bet me say or ba for a short maybe conference or a course. Ebia so no or ba for medical reasons. However, no, we have to remember, no, under Appendix V, being employed as a visitor, no, it is restricted. Inti unti me nka say, oh, me de amabeba, me didn't buy ya obetnam in chain. Na obeye juma me money bear say £100 be. Now I fine every month, Debbie. When I say you bear in mind, say, Obano obeye a juma. Inti obeye juma no emrada home. A juma or babe no, be regulated by the rules. It's not by your rules. Right? Okay. Into employment requirements, they say, first of all, no, the person must be employed as a domestic worker back home. International say, and yes, I will kofa unya biba, and I will kofa cousin about debut, or more kase, or Ghana no, or no one a yejuma. Ebi krana, or dying wa Ghana, or no team. Ono no hwe fie ho ne nya oprapra ho omope ho onua aduane everything I wo fie ho no ono no hwe so usa so money pay on a monthly basis so hwe amane case or can say omo man 600 Ghana cedis per month. International said there is an employee and employer relationship there. There may be a contractual agreement whether say ebi a wona waka say month we so mema dietnem and also what drop in a written form or contractual agreement that say every month or trialka or more other other perks about with employment and so. Anna Omuka specifically says Sanipa or new ye juma or Ghana no. I said we juma with Sanipa for at least 12 months before the application no. Only not 12 months. It's in yes Ghana. Who didn't know every a crassier but abba was spending about 3 months on chain. When Yandi 12 months, but Upesa Oba, what's by UK, open us and into Pesa or do cheap. Now, what do a China or by UK? I know what's not syndrome. Almost a day, almost say, I saw no it's not 12 months. Ansana, or bet me, I do a cheap abaha.
Okay.
Right. Darling J, that's some of the requirements. There's quite a lot. And it's important, say, you be also now obia who say, okay, say me will be back. And now way, and say me satisfied. Otherwise, say ye back who free more. Na uncle ye application no be fail. It say ye fine. Na be bia ye na otimiba as we dream. So I think say, darling J, is a good opportunity. Say you be cut through the requirements. There are quite a few, but I will make sure I make it snappy. Me so, but me explain it. I'm okay. Come. Okay. Into applicants no, ama ankasa no. I say, oje letter every nipa over UK ha. Or person over joining no. So the employer no, I say o man a letter. And the employer no, I saw confirm me what letter no say. One, the employment as a domestic worker. Into no say, do you wa Ghana ho? Into ebi ano your gardener, ebi ano or your chef, ebi ano or your cleaner, ebi ano or your housekeeper. Into say state to say or your housekeeper wa Ghana ho. That is the employed capacity or woman. Anna, that the employment is ongoing. Bibia, that's what you say. What one man if you feel now you want to bring the person back, baby. Omo person SIA Bibia, debia, come. The applicants know they must show say they meet one or more of the following. Into to me for a move back ufa move back one. Not just say what almost one. They must show say or more pay slips or bank statement showing payment of salary. Internet just said you have to show say when a patrono utriana cut 600 Ghana cedis a month. Into say a bibia unini netifie into ebia wo adwuma kakra bi wo Ghana uma na cash eno de and meet our requirements no. Omo ka say pay slips or bank statements. Ghana their pay slips emun sem to me edin kakra. But bank statements, dear, put me, ye. For example, so we 600 Ghana cedis. Now what cash or Ghana? SSR 600 no udikotum the bank no. Now say every month, let's say every first of the month, no 600 Ghana cedis for toner account. Put me yes, sir. Or my neighbor just say at least one of the requirements under that particular section. Ghana say no, darling J, you mobile money be brave. Yet me it's me a mobile money crana a koto be account me. It is say more convenient, so obey mobile money, not a koto mobile account money mukra. It can be evidenced. It can be good evidence. I just say utrione background. Apart from that, no, they also or they say or it's a near compulsory, but to me confirm me say what your tax was that kind of honor. That is also good. Again in Ghana no the only accountant now here with you mama come on more pay slips or sign the tax come government now a bed so benya sadie most say so contract of employment into contract no or more kind of written contract of employment more no what sign it come a cheska or a trade job role or and also omutumi gen. Another one is a confirmation of health insurance paid. It is a health insurance must work na. Say yes, you can use that as well. Lastly, no omu kase say who work visa, ebia work or another cruise, ebia work or Israel, we are employer no. Who kono ode work no koye. Omu sama visa. Sasa visa no valid na omutumi who say am pass odi in a chair and also omutumi share. That is the sort of thing. But to me, the easiest option here, almost choose it back. The easiest option here is either say the mobile money and I send a bank depositor every month and no easy. Put me provided 6 months statements. I just say what you have a car. Even easier no a contract of employment because sometimes no through bank and not through mobile money. As I said no before her ijuma Ghana inti omutiminya cash no omunya ya ebi omo obi ofia odebema na watwea ne kakama inti sadia choose bank statements ne pay slips but choose contract of employment. So darling Jake, these are some of the requirements under the appendix for overseas domestic worker. Employer no better letter. I confirm. Say we a domestic worker. Say employment no your ongoing. Now what choose one? Either pay slips, bank statements, contract of employment, evidence of tax paid, or confirmation of health insurance. What choose mubako? You don't need to meet all of those, which is very convenient. Choosing mubako. Now you are meeting the requirements.
Good. Excellent. Obajuma. Obajuma. Question be about to her on a text message. Nah, I'm sorry, dear. And in line of what we are discussing right now, but all the same, no senior, who promises say any question be about Babiano, obey to me, answer, ama a tear for no. Is the idea quite to tweet? Obi kura protested and then they say I was so kanga. Now not dear there be. We have a policy for Christ's sake. We have a policy. And yes, I may discriminate against anyone's language. Yeah, can't English any tree. That's enough for the program because of times fact that we cannot be translating. So the Quebec sense for will be back on no so ends me no teach in the Yankanzama. You see what I mean? I didn't see him. We say or you Ghanani make or be canny tree may translate tree now. I'm so what you see. I'm say if we can't also a Ghanani, I think when you're British sorry. I think when you're Italian passport na opese anka o migrate eba UK na onim se si ano o ba UK a niema sesa se UK enka yu ho nti die na obetumi aye so if I say oba what can I do I need a visa and if I don't need a visa if I come is there anything I have to do to stay in the UK with my Italian passport?
That's a very good question. So, or your Italian near
Ghana near when you're an Italian passport, basically. Into a person, or also a free to go now oba UK.
No problem. So, your Italian near, not just say EU Mrano, na ebe govern on Sani Bakron.
Okay.
Now, Omuka said there was a specified date of the 31st of December 2020. Omuka said by that time, no, what back from her, what apply under the EU settlement scheme and your pre-settled status, on also settled status depending on your circumstances. Omuye and no as the cutoff point. However, for me, I think also what we can bear in mind, and they say you can apply under a different category of visa. You can apply under the carer's visa, care worker visa, or in the alternative under the skilled worker visa generally, depending on your particular skill or occupation, or as a student or as a spouse. However, to be part of the old joining the UK, coming to the UK, you ought to remember, said there was a deadline, 31st of December 2020. You have to bear that in mind. So if you fall out of that category now, then it means that we need an alternative route to come to the UK. There's so many different routes. I think maybe we can figure out what would be the best route for Sani Pakron.
Okay. Thank you very much. What the meet deadline, unfortunately. But however, no, like me say, there are other categories who be to me are falling into. Italian passport and soon okay. Now, my main call online, main call Facebook, na main kind bibi in free ho. We free mami kuya ho. See lawyer. Please, I'm a mother of a British child. And my child and I live in Ghana. He got a British passport through his father. Please, what are the process and requirements for me to come to the UK with my child, please?
Process and requirements. Okay.
And then about at Ghana, no British passport through the father. So see, I'm a new person about UK. Until what are the requirements?
Okay, because under Appendix FM, to me an entry clearance application concerning, of course, or based on your British child. But so application now, we have to remember, said the sole parental responsibility will come into play. And more importantly, I believe so the child has to be in the UK for that to actually transpire. You see, so it is important. Says, oh yeah, you need to go through that route and meet the Appendix FM requirements. As for an entry clearance, you have to be the child has to be in the UK for that to happen. So, for example, if in this case, it might be that you may want to maybe Ubaha holiday. That's an example. On a holiday.
Just a holiday.
With a child. Uba Kromhano, for example. Although you're on holiday, and now the child is settled in the UK, you feel like, okay, I think it's best maybe we'll stay in the UK. At that point, the child is in the UK, and then it's easier because then you meet the EX1 requirement. Because as I said, for this requirement here, if you're making an entry clearance as a parent, the child should be here. That is the only difficulty there. That's the difficulty. If you want to make the application straight away, that would be the impediment.
Because at the end of the day, when I go Ghana, and I will though I British, but we Ghanaian, and I will when British child at Ghana. Into that, I said, "Yeah, possible, sir, will be to me apply, unless I could know UK. Is that correct?"
Yes.
Okay. Now, with the mammy miss on behalf of Nipanabene, the mammy, I'll say, what into your father said, in case Aquarane Papa, can the father do something in case minimum say they are not married couple? I assume say be a bear man ko Ghana and only the share which makes the child automatically British because of the father's passport. Since you almost to Ghana. Now, is there any way that can the father helps?
Help that daddy can help. Well, for example, maybe we're not too sure whether they're more relationship more or they.
I'm only assuming.
So, for example, if they're in a relationship, yes, then entry clearance to spouse under the partner route, 5-year partner route, they can make the application so that she would, of course, come to the UK, and obviously the child does not need to make an application at all. Aside that, the father can also bring the child to the UK, but that's also a possibility. And then, of course, Equia would also come to the UK, but not once the child is in the UK and is with dad, then you can make the application because technically the child has to be in the UK first. So that's a way that father can help. So it's either mom travels to UK as a visitor with child, or in the alternative, dad comes for child, and then she makes application. However, daddy being involved, you need to remember that the sole parental responsibility requirement has to be met as well. And if it's sole, well, it means that mom makes all the important decisions in child's life and that sort of thing. So we need to just have a look and make sure we meet the rules. If we meet the rules, no. Yeah, answer.
All right, sir. I think we're tuning in at GN Radio UK, and AD in Kitawefa a legal with the Abinelle Solicitors. Abinelle Solicitors, Omu London ha, and no more. In case outside London, you can still reach out to them on their telephone number, which is 0203 759 3309. That's 0203 759 3309. And that's 07824 705 353. And now one more address and see number 14 Claypole Road, Stratford, E15 to RJ. Contact them anytime. Office hours 9 to 5. And to name a mobile number, the 24-hour hotline. You can call them anytime. Any issues, any immigration issues, ube to me after Obisu ABC Studio WhatsApp number 0778 793-9958. 0778-793-9958. That's the number to send in your questions, issues for Amy to answer you. I know your studio WhatsApp line and answer text message, whichever is the same. And I feel so open source Freddy 0203-735-8820. Let me put this across. Kojo Dakun, maybe on Facebook, I don't like it, but I have to make it clear to you, say, I've blocked you. I won't hesitate to say this. I've blocked you. So that's for your information. Anyway, I've blocked you, and you won't even be able to read any comment from here, and it's for good, I'm telling you. Because you don't control the station. It's our station, and it's not your station, so you don't decide what we should do here, please. Amy, sorry about that. Let's move on. We say, please, I was married to a British citizen and was on spouse visa within a year and a half in the marriage. She got pregnant with her ex and refused to renew my visa. But along the line, I also got another lady pregnant who is a British and has twins. I have my name on their birth certificate and have their British passport. I mean my children. Can I continue my application since I have paid my visa fee and NHS fee? Do you want me to take it up again? Because it's quite a bit long. Fast catcher. Why are they?
Okay, so mentions that he was obviously previously on the spouse route.
Yeah, a British citizen.
But had a child with his ex. And
that's correct.
Has now had a child with another lady.
That's correct.
He has twins with, and twins are British.
That's correct.
Wondering whether he can continue with his leave to remain. Is that?
Yeah, that's correct.
It? Well, on the spouse route, if your spouse is happy to continue in the marriage, then it's not a problem at all. You can continue on the 5-year spouse route. You just have to renew it again. However, if, let's say, for example, the relationship has broken down irretrievably and probably there's a divorce as well, then you need to look to switch to the 10-year parent route or even the 5-year parent route if you still have leave. So if your leave has not expired, then you can switch to the 5-year parent route, and it will mean that you need to do the full 5 years under that parent route. Or in the alternative, if you don't meet the rules for 5-year parent route, you need to do the full 10 years under the parent route. And it is based on the British children, the twins who are British. That is what you would be relying on.
Okay. Is that all?
I hope that answers the question. Of course, okay. Darling Jay, with the 5-year route, what he has to remember is even if he's going on the 5-year parent route, he would need to meet the English language requirement as well.
Okay.
To switch.
Okay. We used to see, this is just simple. This is a straightforward answer. I can even answer that. Do you need to do the English language test anytime I'm renewing my 2.5-year visa? I think this question came last week.
And you don't need to do it every time.
You don't need to. Yeah, it's the same certificate over the 10-year period.
It's over the 10-year period, but when you're going for your
indefinite leave to remain,
it would even be over the 5-year period, because if you're getting an English language test, then it means that you wouldn't be under the EX1 exception, or maybe under the 10-year private life route. It would be under either 5-year partner or 5-year parent. So yes, you use the same one, but as you know, when you're going for your settlement, there's specific requirements that needs to be met to ensure that you can actually get your indefinite leave to remain. So it would change. The English language requirements would change there.
It will change. Okay, let's switch back to continue with the questions regarding overseas domestic worker. So earlier on, you were saying, sir, if until you are 9, there's a age cap in terms of domestic worker applications. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Now, she is saying about your briefest issue, no questions be brought high into me, and can because I'm a percent. I want to do justice to other question. Nafi, yeah, to us. Or say, Amma has worked with me in Ghana for 18 months. Will she qualify?
Yeah.
For the visa.
Amma will qualify. Or qualify because one for 12 at least 12 months, 18 months dear. What requirements so 6 months or qualify.
Okay, or qualify. Good. Now moving on to the next question. She has heard that she must provide some forms of invitation letter. What must be or contain in the letter specifically?
Okay, I think with this one, Home Office, what they've done very nicely, they said they've put a template online. You type it overseas domestic worker, and you type in the letter or letter. We will say it will give you how the letter should be drafted. We'll say within the letter, it's almost like a contract of employment. It has everything.
It's like they made it straight away for you to follow.
It's like it's what it's called is a worker's statement. It's like a statement our employer now make it, and it has everything in there. So in order for it to be easy for you, instead of trying to write the letter and then leaving things out, it is better to just lift the template from online website, lift it, and then you fill out the gaps to suit your worker or to suit your employee and your terms. So it's very important. So worker statements, follow that guide. Otherwise, you may leave some important things out.
There's another dicey question. I'll say I've put in application for my 2.5 year visa, and I've sent my unique number to my employer as a proof of, but manager insisting that it's not enough. So what else can I do? So they've given me an ultimatum to provide something of a document to prove that I've made an application. Although I've given the unique number, still my manager still insists I should provide a document. What should I do? Well,
darling Jay, as we know it, I think we discussed last week, they no longer send acknowledgement letters from the Home Office.
Sorry to cut, but it seems employers don't know. They are not aware. They lack that information. So they are like doing their own thing. What do you think?
But by law, the employer should have a system in place, like the employer's checker service, where they can check with the Home Office, with the unique application number or the Home Office reference, to check to see if they've made an in-time application to extend their leave to remain in the UK. So the onus is on the employer to check that information. If they fail to do so, if you look at the law itself, the law itself is Section 3C of the Immigration Act. Okay, if you look at that, it says that when you make an in-time application, it automatically extends your leave to remain. So once you've made an in-time application, when I say in-time application, so in-time application, say one money enwu, one ma adiana enwu, or renew will leave ansana ewu. So to me, yes, then we have the right, as your reps, as solicitors, we have the right to draft a letter to your employer, letting them know that in accordance with Section 3C of the Immigration Act, they need to remember that once they've made an in-time application, they are entitled to work because then they are lawfully resident in the UK.
Yep.
If they fail to acknowledge that and they breach that law, then you can take them on to an employment tribunal. Okay. Because you have the lawful right to remain and to work in the UK, and you are being stopped by your employer. And I think said darling J say ye may near din kakra. Na bullying too much. The law is there to protect us, is there to secure us. We should use it to our advantage. We shouldn't allow them to take advantage of us in that way, especially if you've renewed your leave on time and you've given them the unique application number. It's for them to do their checks with the Home Office. You see.
Yo, and do insist. I'm saying, name it. Let me use boss near a bit bully kakranti near just a unti. And the messenger, I insist, say, still go back to your boss and tell him, say, it's their responsibility to do their checks. Whether is it employment service?
Employment checking service.
Yeah, ECS. Okay, ECS. So they should go back and check on ECS, and they should do the right thing, exactly. Because you've done your bit, you've done the right thing. So long as officer no and you made in time application, a lawyer can there. Meaning case. Until fully they don't be timid. Why? Where so ya case I know the power. Okay. I say made and say that to see I can't twin is Rubian or say or the Niema Emma Nadam for be so on fine ejuma. Ena or manage adequate loan. She say wa je na de na bank na okwaji loan no 50 no abroad. Ena or de niema no ma obi wo UK ha se on fanya adwuma na nipa no. E de akwaji loan. Nsisi ano wa ba onu amu aba betra UK ha. Ena let us say be nyina free Halifax Bank say wa beji loan. Ono no so wonyi loan. Because now who say a nipa no de niema ye adwuma no waje selo ntisi ano or try say he can't even trace the guy. And since you also work at your bank for say you're not loan and a bank so boa because they have all his details. Until the end say and you know because passport no so the question no once and infuni into no it has become a big issue. Until you also say on your day. Which is a very difficult situation, pa.
Wow. Okay, to be honest, it is quite complicated.
Very.
Because so one woman consent to say or to me using identity, then we can't say that is identity fraud. Because one woman to me
and at the end they don't know they are fraud no.
Oh no,
because she managed to use the document to secure a loan from the bank and he's gone.
Wow. I think so with something. Well, I think in the meantime, so as to avoid spoiling, so best saying the credits, no, on chair, no. However, what can be done? Let's say, obey a complaint, a formal complaint to the bank that somebody who used unknown ID as an alias or using an ID, however, one man consent, one man to me, so almost best me check out me almost CCTV cameras, nibia. One man is out to me said, okay, on Codilon, and no one was signing for it. Okay. So first of all, make a formal complaint with the bank first.
And he can boldly say somebody used his identity as alias.
Of course, if I don't know if it was done online or it was done in person, meaning.
Online.
They have to go and check their records. No one declare say, or money to me so obey loan or no name who be bia. In fact, obey me money evidence say at the time a loan no omoji no. Not what to coin no ni hakra.
Now for real no ni ha. So no I'm so abroad and my own say they managed to send their Niema over for someone to use it. You know, that kind of stuff.
That's right. It's your money tickets, no. I just say even at the time, the loan no coming into being, into existence, no. Almost sign a contractual agreement, no Ghana. For example, into stamps in the passport, travel itinerary, showing the data or Ghana and a data or Sabaye no, and obe say waje loan. Clearly, this is not something na eye or no need to me or they kwaje loan no. Inti omo reconsider position no. Na whatever it may be no omo rescind this loan no because it's not with onwani consent. Omo fail say omo be sadi nkwa dia. Na say oko financial ombudsman. No complaining about the bank. Say one, even in the person's absence, no, although say yes, no, what the passport, any ID, no. I say they ought to have done the correct checks first, and once they have alerted the bank, or she or she has alerted the bank, saying no, and so we hear the correct investigations concerning this issue. Oh. The only downfall here, the problem that may ensue, no, they say, or no, or didn't consent, say on the background using an ID. Giving your ID,
consent of loan.
Yes, or man consent of Koji ID loan. However, you've given the person some form of consent, and as I said, it's not identity fraud, isn't it? So why would you pay man and with documents now? That is where the disadvantage may be, but I still think it's worth taking it up with the bank formally. So more refuses say yeah, not what they call financial ombudsman. Now or more mediator, or more nipa or muntem or bet mine bank na akasa I solve it, resolve it problem.
Yeah. Me sure say we're making move, we're contacted bank, but the bank is still insisting say no. When
we say contacting the bank, no, by phone, no, throw move head office.
Okay.
Formally, you are writing to them to make a complaint against the bank.
Okay.
And that's the first point of call. So you have it in evidence. Yes, would be what call center, no.
Yeah.
It's not helpful.
Okay.
So we'll throw letter and kasa come on. Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm say society their adverse na the amount. Keep on writing to the bank about a chesopa for case no call ombudsman.
Yes.
Na almost taking it up with the bank.
Almost yeah.
So we sure say your partner fight there. Be bold, don't be scared.
The bank they are not in agreement. Still they are insisting. They write back. And Omoka said they are not going to help you. Even Omopo Becca said if you don't agree with the decision on why you should contact the financial ombudsman. Into quite a whole answer obey.
Okay, good. On that note, the Jumedi no abawie and 14th March. And China April aba. Amy, any update?
Any update?
What the ayana hiana najman pa.
Hiana pa. Updates there's so many. There's so many.
It keeps coming.
So many interesting updates. Wow. Or maybe it will not really help. But to be honest with you, I think one of the updates or Emma some clarity. But it says, look, over 1,000 decisions made to strip British citizenship since 2012. New figures show. I was like, wow. It means people who naturalize and people who are British generally, they are stripping them of their British nationality.
Wow.
As you know, the new nationality bill, nationality and borders bill, almost this very stringent, very strict requirements about Adianum said, they can even take your nationality away without you even knowing anything about it. But you see, the new figures are about since 2012, which I said, even before this nationality bill, and Yemramu, is a bill into a cut through parliament at the moment. However, what they are trying to show you, they said, over 12,000 people on what JF So which means, what that means is that even before the nationality bill, so we are bonnie. If you are fraud, or the fraud Nigeria nationality or Kromha. now they can always check these things. Maybe not BB or you did not disclose on your naturalization forms. Me check it so that requirement, there is always a stringent requirement. Darling J, so who deal with naturalization or Chrome, see there's a requirement called the good character requirement. We are a good person. We are papa ni answer now model into fraud, misrepresentation. Misrepresentation just say ebia what can be behind any correct. Bank statements. Bank statements. P60s are why use it. Ebia na obi wo fie what me I'm manufacture amount, what the kind application no what the amount and just say amount to mean Jim through sim. Into the make catch it say for say looking at the figures that 12,000 people have been stripped of their nationality, and not Japan say they can take your nationality from you. They are strict with such a requirement, and even with the new nationality bill, they are trying to even tighten it further. Although say that bill not be and there's a lot of debate as to whether it will actually become law. However, I say naturalization application, almost say for P60 bra, almost say for evidence of to show say you've been living here, bra. Ebia na uwa gaps. Bawa dream say me what gaps and me ha. But it's just said these documents I don't have it. It may come down for honor wa ye bibi wa ye tricks be. I manufacture Monzo statements and mommy. I manufacture Lloyd's bank statement and mommy. But just say sad and about Timwa. And yet fraying. Ebia na kwine bi wo ho a ubetimi they are making with submissions amount still a naturalization. But don't enfope enko yet be fraudulent enfope enko tantrum. It's not definite, but hey, they do their random checks. Say na
and they see that
is correct.
Now near dice kakra dangerous pan say yes,
yeah,
why?
That's the new nationality, but it's hostile.
Yes, it is
very hostile and very, very. I don't want to say mean, but it's got quite a strict approach towards immigration. We just have to be careful. We have to be careful with the way we do our stuff.
All right.
Come and sit down and have a chat with us. We'll find a solution to your problem.
Adia bakwa manage our Abinelle Solicitors who say ekunum ye de kura they have a way out. I didn't know say braye ho ko Abinelle Solicitor near tie bia no komo omo ye very expert. They'll find a way. Just a Bible mu quotation you say God say God makes a way when there seems there's no way. Use that quotation and go to them. They'll make a way for your immigration. So when you think there's no way, and that is why Abinelle Solicitors is for you. So do get more information about Abinelle Solicitors. Visit their website www.abinellesolicitors.co.uk. You can send them email by info@abinellesolicitors.co.uk, or if you want to call them Monday to Friday 0203 759 3309. Call them Monday to Friday. If you are faced with any emergency issue, be answer 24/7 hotline 07824 705 353 on your emergency hotline. Don't abuse it. And call Fred midnight 9 to Papa so there be Yempenisa. It's only when you are faced with emergency they will be ready to assist you or support you in any way they can. Into Abinelle Solicitors are your number one choice when it comes to immigration issues. There be American say your success rate is high. A man does chair man into almost don't believe I no believe. But what they say Odomo Ebenyan Sawoso So Abinelle Solicitors your choice. And remember, they come here every Monday. Say your tears and quiet, you ask say dear near your hoarding, yet every Monday between 10 and 11 a.m. right here on GN Radio. Make sure you tune in each and every Monday. On that note, we end today's session of Legal Hour right here, 10 past 11. And now, Okokotana. Okay, nice one.
Anytime.
Anytime. Yeah. This is the time you need to call them, and they will book appointment for you to come and see them. I'll be very good, trust me. And if you don't hesitate to call them anytime, each day. All right. On that note, Major Nawako, Yada Papa, as usual, Waba Juma, and Yami Adoma. Same time next week, Yabesensia. Now, actually, you be your home come on.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye bye. Okay. Yeah, the legal hour no abewie yeah. Ayawa ne no be adwuma no. Aha and the producer saw person order into yampon into ampamso yapon. I GN ready from a dollar jebina be djumedi no ho chia me. Samray yeah de abawie de na me de nyum be jo tata kopim seprem to beto na afima sorry so. All right. You change aba be kan brofo. All right, thank you very much for tuning in and enjoy the session of us on Legal Hour. Between now and 12 midday, I'm going to entertain you some smooth music up until 12 midday, and I'll say bye-bye to you. Once again, thank you for joining us on Legal Hour. Same time, next week, same time. We'll be joined by me at Dead Dental for the same show, same time. Until then, I'll say good morning to you. The name is Darling J. I'm going off Facebook and YouTube, but we're still staying online. We're staying on the apps for the continuation of the show.